All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honors unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. This is the priest of Zion one again from GMS Atlanta with another update on the RFID technology and the mark of the beast. What I have here is an article from investors.com. And it says, this is from now June 15th, 2020, the year of prophecy. On the technology, it says, this tracking chip maker wants to make it rain with tiny devices. All right. So now it says, tracking chip maker Impinj has set some lofty goals for its technology called Rain RFID. It wants to transform businesses by allowing them to wirelessly connect billions of everyday things, such as apparel, automotive parts, and luggage, to the internet cloud. Its tiny tracking chips have already connected more than 40 billion items, Impinj chief executive Chris Diorio told Investors Business Daily, and the company is just getting started. He said, "Our vision is to connect everything on the planet," Diorio said. Impinj technology gives companies timely data about inventory, location of items, and other valuable information useful for improving efficiency, he said. So this company here is Impinj is basically developing these different tracking RFID chips to put in different devices, which they want to connect all over the planet, which leads into the Internet of Things. Now, this is something that I've talked about before, other brothers have talked about before. When it comes down to the agenda of the elites, they want to basically have everything documented, everything tracked, everything basically, under their watchful eye, so-called Big Brother, okay? And by attaching these different technologies, these chips, these tracking chips and items and things like that, then that's going to be their way for, basically total domination. And not only that, but they want to microchip the people. Okay? They want everything connected to the cloud. Okay? And this is the ultimate goal of Esau. Okay? It says here, the first firms to adopt this technology were in the retail apparel market. They were early adopters because they had a pressing need to better manage inventory to avoid overstocking and understocking of products, he said. Plus, with Rain RFID technology, it is much quicker and easier to take stock of inventory than having workers scan individual barcodes. Okay? Okay, now I'm going to read this here. It says, radio frequency identification, a broad term. RFID stands for radio frequency identification. The rain flavor of RFID also derives its name from radio frequency identification. We can see a bunch of items simultaneously and read them at up to 1,000 items per second for inventory or point of sale or some other use case, Diorio said. We estimate retail apparel tagging, putting rain tags on retail apparel, is about 15% penetrated. Probably 2/3 of the tags today go on retail apparel items, and is not the largest opportunity by any means. The biggest one is going to be food tagging and traceability. So they want everything connected. And these different companies are jumping on board to develop and utilize this technology, this RFID technology, to basically test out the elite's plans. Okay? It says this now. He added, the reason we called it rain is because the link to the cloud is obvious. We're going to connect every item in the world and give every single item in the physical world digital life in the cloud, which is what they eventually want to do with people. It's as ubiquitous as rain. That's how we came up with the name. Okay, so this is something that you have to understand, because it goes hand in hand with the mark of the beast. Okay. you know, by tagging these different items and things like that, then eventually it's definitely going to lead to people. Okay. And this is a pretty short article. Okay. But we know and we understand that this same traceability and trackability was introduced in a bill. What was it? The HR 6666 about the trace program for COVID-19. You know, these different updates on these smartphone apps through Google and Apple to track, you know, COVID-19 and those people that may have come into contact with someone that may have had it. And of course, you know, the eventual vaccinations through Bill Gates, which would include, you know, it's being said to include the microchip implant, which now he's downplaying it. You know, Bill Gates is now basically, you know, trying to retract the things that he said, but we know that it's coming according to prophecy. Okay, we know that the elites want to basically have their hand in everything. Okay, every item chipped and every person chipped. Okay, I did a video the other day on the dollar eventually being done away with and, you know, collapsing the economy. And the next step is to use central bank digital currencies, which are going to be linked to different apps and the microchip implant. So we can see the image of the beast, you know, the mark of the beast being set up and developed, you know, this year, 2020, the year of prophecy. We're seeing a lot of these prophecies move this year. Okay. And we're still really not even, what is it? We're going, you know, halfway through the year. Okay. Almost halfway through the year. So there's a lot of things to come before 2020 is out, and we could very well see a mass amount of microchipping, implanting in the people this year. You know, it's possible. You know, it could be next year, but we know it's coming soon because of what's being talked about in the news now. You know, and we've been saying this for years, and we're now really seeing these things come to pass, which is beautiful. Because that means that our salvation is near. Okay, so I'm going to leave off with a scripture. Actually, I want to read Revelation, the 14th chapter. All right, which I usually read Revelation 13. We know the scripture about the mark of the beast. Having to get it to be able to buy and sell. But there's a judgment for taking the RFID implant. Because they're chipping these idols, but they want to chip people as well. Okay. So now this is Revelation chapter 14 and 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone. That's their nuclear missiles that are going to destroy America. In the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So if you take the mark of the beast, then you're going to be destroyed. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. So if you take the microchip implant, you're going to be, like I said, destroyed, and there's no salvation coming from you. All right, coming for you. It says, here's the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High and the faith of Yahushua. So this is what we have to do. Constantly have faith, keep the commandments of the Lord, and do what we have to do and progress spiritually, so we won't, you know, have to bow down to Esau's image and his mark, you know. But with that, you know, I want to end it there. This was just an update on this technology and how they want to use it. So I hope this was edifying. I want to give all praise, glory, and honors unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakudash, double honors to the apostles and the others of great millstone. Shalom.